I think my last video, I made a video on how to build an AI phone agent using Blend AI. And I kind of wanted to make another video on phone agents, but using different software, a very popular software, just like Blend's a very popular software, but a software that not only gives you more flexibility in what models you can choose when building your voice bot, but it has some cheaper options when buying phone numbers, and it has a cheaper option to also integrate with Twilio. Blend, you have to pay like $300 in it to use Twilio phone numbers, so this one allows you to use Twilio phone numbers for free. So I want to kind of show you a little demo. This is going to be, uh, I guess, a inbound customer support chatbot that we're going to have here. And I want to kind of show you guys a demo of this. So if you look at my assistant right here, I have a little prompt. So like I said, it's going to be a customer support chatbot. So it has a little knowledge base here. Let me actually go and get the knowledge base. So this knowledge base just has basic troubleshooting questions on on my business, and this business is going to be a business that pretty much has a service that where people can host AI models in pretty much. So it's kind of like a cloud service business. So that's the fictional business, business that has a SaaS software or cloud solution software where people can host their models. And so I have a knowledge base that has all the FAQs or basic questions somebody might ask, and then what the voice bot would do is it will answer questions by the customer based on this FAQ. And if the information isn't in the FAQ, it's gonna make an API call, and it's gonna create a support ticket in Jira. So a dev or somebody else in the company can go look at it and check on the issue. So we're gonna test out now. We're gonna see what number. Let me check what number I have to call. So the number we have for this is this right here. So let me copy and paste this, and let me put it in Google Voice. Now let's call it.
Hello, this is Ava, AI Arbitrage Customer Support Bot. May I have your name and username or the business you're calling from?
Yeah, my name is Oz. Username is Google_AI, and I'm calling from Google.
Thank you, Oz. I appreciate you calling from Google with the username GUI. How can I assist you in Google today?
Yeah, I deployed an AI model on your platform, and it's been very slow. Do you know how I could fix that?
I understand your concern, Oz. I'm sorry to hear that you're experiencing slow performance with your AI model deployed on our platform. This can be frustrating, but let's see if we can improve the situation. Slow performance can be due to several factors, including inadequate resource allocation or inefficient model architecture. Here are a few steps you can take. 1. Try increasing your computing resources, such as CPU and memory. This might help if your model requires more processing power than initially allocated. 2. Consider optimizing your model for better performance. This could involve streamlining your model architecture or reducing unnecessary complexity. 3. I recommend reviewing our performance optimization guide on our website. It contains more detailed tips and best practices for improving model performance. Have you already tried any of these steps, or would you like more information on how to implement them?
No, I'll try these steps.
I appreciate your willingness to try these steps, Oz. If you encounter any difficulties while implementing these solutions, or if the performance issues persist after trying them, please don't hesitate to reach out to us again. We're here to help ensure your AI model runs smoothly on our platform. Is there anything else I can assist you with regarding your deployment on AI Arbitrage today?
Yeah, I have one more question. So my model randomly goes down every couple hours. Do you know the reason why it's randomly coming down or going down?
I understand your concern, Oz. Intermittent model downtime can be frustrating. There could be several reasons why your model is going down every couple of hours. Some common causes include 1. Resource constraints. Your model might be consuming more resources than allocated, causing it to crash. 2. Memory leaks. There could be a memory leak in your model code, leading to gradual resource exhaustion. 3. Scheduled maintenance. Our platform might be performing regular maintenance, though this is usually communicated in advance. 4. Network issues. Temporary network disruptions could cause your model to disconnect. To troubleshoot this issue, I recommend 1. Reviewing your model's logs for any error messages preceding the downtime. 2. Monitoring your resource usage to ensure you have adequate allocation. 3. Checking our status page for any scheduled maintenance or known issues. If the problem persists after checking these, we may need to investigate further. Would you like me to create a support ticket for our dev team to look into this issue more deeply?
Yes, I would love for you to do that.
I'm thrilled to hear that you appreciate our support, Oz. Your enthusiasm means a lot to us. We're always here to help our valued customers like Google. Now, regarding your model randomly going down every couple of hours, I'd like to investigate this further to ensure we find a lasting solution. Would you like me to create a support ticket for our dev team to look into this issue more closely? They can perform a detailed analysis and provide you with a comprehensive solution.
I'd love for you to do that. Can you please create a support ticket for us?
Absolutely, Oz. I'm delighted to hear that you appreciate our support. Your satisfaction means a lot to us at AI Arbitrage, and we're always eager to go the extra mile for valued customers like Google. I'll create a support ticket right away for our dev team to investigate the issue with your model going down every couple of hours. To ensure we have all the necessary information, could you please provide me with your email address? This will allow our team to reach out to you directly with updates and solutions. Once I have your email, I'll create a detailed ticket explaining the intermittent downtime you're experiencing. Our dev team will thoroughly investigate the cause and work on a solution to ensure your model runs smoothly without interruptions. Is there anything else you'd like me to include in the support ticket, or any additional information you think might be helpful for our team?
No, but my email is technology2k@gmail.com.
Thank you for providing your email address, Oz. I'll use technology2k@gmail.com to create the support ticket for you right away. Our dev team will investigate the issue with your model going down every couple of hours and reach out to you at this email address with updates and solutions. I'm now creating a detailed support ticket for our dev team. Is there anything else you'd like me to include in the ticket? Or do
No,
you
I'm
have
good.
any other... All right, Oz. I understand you're good for now. I've created a support ticket for our dev team to investigate the issue with your model going down every couple of hours. They will reach out to you at technology2k@gmail.com with updates and solutions. Thank you for using AI Arbitrage products and for being a valued customer. Google's business is important to us, and we appreciate your trust in our platform. Is there anything else you need assistance with before we conclude this call?
No, thank you. Bye, and so let's see if it created a Jira ticket. So let's go to Jira. Let's go to our Jira board and see if it created a ticket. It's loading. Let me go to the board. Okay. We see this ticket right here. So, we see his customer experiencing an issue with deploying the AI model to our platform. The model fails to upload, and they're also kind of model not fail, found error during deployment. So, it's not 100% accurate. You can see that there was some issues. You can see that it did talk like a human. It was very creative in how it talked and engaged in how it talked. But you can see how it kind of repeated itself sometimes. Sometimes it kind of talked more than it needed to. You can also see that it was Blend is a little faster with how it responds. Vapi is a little slower. It's more accurate. I used probably the second fastest. I used the model with the second fastest response time. I used Cloud 3.5 Sonnet, so it's slower. It's more accurate. Blend isn't as accurate. This one was more accurate. It was more accurate, and it was more engaging than Blend can be. But you can see that there's still some issues with Vapi that you have to kind of play around with, and kind of improve on. And then with this ticket, you can see that how it was able to create a ticket on the board and all that. There's some things that you want to prove. I want to add the email to the ticket. I want it to be a little more descriptive. I want to add the company to the ticket. So there's a lot of things it can improve on and improve on, but I mean, you can see that it was pretty engaging. It was able to look at our knowledge base and actually answer questions based on that knowledge base. So it was able to do that very impressively. It was able to ask the right questions on from the lead that would help us create the correct ticket. So it did that and was able to create the ticket. It was able to call the weapon, create the ticket. So a lot of things that it can did pretty good. A lot of things it can work on and improve on, but you can kind of see the strengths of Vapi and the kind of weakness of Vapi. But it has the flexibility. You can see how it has you have the ability to choose what model and change the cost and the latency on this. So there's it has the flexibility. There's some things I have to work on. I think Bland is more optimized, where Vapi is more flexible. So overall, I mean, it's pretty good to work with. So I kind of want to kind of go more into the demonstration how to actually kind of build this in Vapi and how this kind of more basic demo how to build this in Vapi, how to set up your Twilio and attach it to your Vapi account, or how you can buy a phone number in Vapi and all that. So I want to go over the steps and kind of how I built this and how you can build something like this in Vapi. So let's start with create an assistant inside Vapi. So let's click create an assistant. We see that they give us some templates right here. We'll just do a blank template for now. I mean, yeah, we'll just start off with a blank template, but if you want to use some templates to start off, they have some templates here, but let's just do a blank template. Create assistant. So the first thing here, it allows you to pick a provider. So, I mean, you can pick or choose any of these providers. I chose Imperfect and I chose Cloud 3.5 Sonic because that's the most accurate one. You can see the cost here. You can see the latency here. Though, I think OpenAI is probably the fastest. I think OpenAI and Gronk are the fastest. So if I go to Gronk, that one's about 900 milliseconds of latency. And if I go to OpenAI and I go to create a cluster, that's like 850. So those are the two fastest. But GPT 3.5 wasn't as accurate. I didn't really play around with Gronk, but GPT 3.5 wasn't as accurate. I felt Cloud 3.5, and this is usually for a lot of use cases, Cloud 3.5 Sonnet is usually the most accurate. You have the temperature on how creative you want your AI agent to be, and you have the max tokens. I didn't retouch this. You have the detect emotion, so if you want to actually detect the caller's emotion, you can turn that on. I'll just turn it on for now. I'm not sure how effective this is. I haven't played around with this too much, so I'm not sure how effective that is, but you have that. Then you have the transcriber model, which I leave as default. And this one's the DeepGram provider with the multi. I think this is the fastest one. This one gives you the fastest latency, so I always leave as default. You have the voice configuration, Eleven Labs. I haven't only used Eleven Labs. I haven't tested any of these ones out. This one, see, it looks like OpenAI increases the latency. DeepGram actually decreases the latency. So there's some faster ones. I just use 11 Labs. You can try to use these ones. These ones are faster, but for now, just use 11 Labs. And then you can pick whatever voice you want your AI agent or AI phone agent to have, pretty much. I'll leave it default Sarah. I'll leave it flex common friendly. I'll leave it as that. I can choose the model. Multilingual, this one, I guess it has do multiple languages. Only available default credentials. So you can kind of play around with these and see which configuration has the least cost or has fastest latency. I haven't played around with it too much, but you can play around with this configuration to see which one kind of gives the best results. You can choose if you want background sound. Right now it only has Office and default, but if you want background sound and make it sound more official, you can add that, and I'll do Office. So it has filter background noise while talking. It has make the bot. So it has a couple other variables or configurations you can add to make the bot more human-like or more realistic or whatever. And then it's the stability and the clarity. So I mean, if you look at the question mark for more stability, you get a more consistent voice with clarity plus slimmerity. So I guess you get increased voice clarity and targets. So these are things you can just play around with to see how the agent sounds, how human like it is, how fast it is, all those things you can just test around and build and test around when you're building these voice agents and you're playing around with these. And I'll probably go in a deeper break down these things deeper in a future video, but this is just a quick demonstration of how you can build these voice bots. Functions we won't go into now, we'll go into that to later. And then we got advanced, and this is you want it to record the conversation. If you want to have video recording, if you want to, this will make sure that no logs of recording are stored. If you have to follow some HIPAA compliance or any compliance laws. You also have stuff like interruption threshold. So Blend has something similar. So you also have interruption threshold to see, make sure how much you want the AI agent or the AI phone agent to interrupt people. You have a response delay, how much you want to wait before the agent starts speaking after the user talks. So you have all these configurations you can have. So that's kind of basic. I think we'll go back here to the model, and then this is where we'll configure our prompt actually. So I actually built this tool that I use to actually create my prompts, to kind of configure my prompts. So I have this tool right here, and it's called AI Phone Agent Prompt Builder. And if I want to use it here, and that's the description of what you do. You put in each variable. This helps me kind of create a basic prompt that I can use and then add on, edit down, along the line. So I mean, if you want access to this tool, it will be in the description. But this is something I built to use, kind of create my prompts. So it says select the type of phone agent you're building. So it has a description here. So you can choose a customer support, a lead qualifier, cold calling, and whatever. So what our phone agent is going to be? It's going to be a customer support bot. So we'll add it here, customer support bot. And then I actually have all these written down already. So let me get those. So I already have some of this information written down. So I'm going to just copy paste some of this instead of writing it all down. So copy this. This is asking us where a goal over task or phone agent is. And if you look at here, it's just pretty much to help the customer troubleshoot issues based on the information in our FAQ guide, our knowledge base, and then create a support ticket if there's any issues that can't be answered in the guide. And then our next one is what niche your business field is your phone agent built for? So it's built for a business that sells a SaaS or cloud provider solution that helps, that runs an AI platform that helps put host their models for the AI agents. So that's kind of description of what the kind of business field is, or the business field, we'll just call it a SaaS actually. So the business field is just a SaaS company, a SaaS big company, SaaS field, so / cloud provider field. what type of content will your what type of contact or will your AI agent be reacting? So what is my agent? What type of people are calling my AI agent, or what type of people is my AI agent calling? Is what it's pretty much asking. So pretty much let's put information there. Pretty much is it's gonna be calling customers that are finding issues with our product and need help for our product and need help. And then it's asking the description of our business, what our business does. That's what I was talking about before. It's a business that sells and operates a SaaS or a cloud provider that helps helps run an AI platform that helps people host their models for the AI agents. So that's the kind of description of our business. And specify what tools your phone agent is using. So this is kind of the functions that are pretty much an AI agent will be calling. So you might have a function called book meeting that might call Google Calendar to book a meeting on your calendar or something. So this is any tool you're using to interact with a API or software during the call. So what our customer support phone agent will be doing is we can call to Jira and creating a ticket on the board anytime there's an issue that they can't answer on phone or fix during on phone, pretty much, or an answer that doesn't satisfy the client or customer, pretty much. So the tool name, as you see later, will be called Issue Tracker Tool. And we gave the description of what it does here, when that's what it is just exactly described. And any important instructions our phone agent to follow. So sometimes there's a very important instructions you want your phone agent to follow or do, or and you want to make sure you want to cite that as, hey, you need to follow those instructions. So I already have those. So the basic instructions ensure that you don't interrupt the person during the call. Ensure you don't end the call without helping the customer with the issue, or saying that you create a support ticket for the issue for the dev to look at and reach out to. Okay, so these are just basic instructions important instructions we want our agent to follow. And then this is where we can specify any, like the call flow, like the orders, or maybe you have a phone agent that books appointments. So what it will do is the agent will say hi, and then the agent will ask, what are you calling for? And the agent will ask, okay, when are you available? So maybe you have a call flow like that, or maybe the agent's a lead qualified to ask a bunch of questions. What questions do you want to ask? Maybe you want to ask, let's say, what's your business? What do you think our service will improve for your business? What's your budget for us, and so on. Or maybe you want your AF agent to be more conversational. So you have conversation topics you want to give your AI agent. So maybe before your AI agent tries to sell something, you might want to ask about the person's job, or how the person's day has been going. So these are things you can put in here that you want the AI agent to do. So what I have here, if I click on it, is just the call flow of how we want the agent to go. And then we have statements also. So if there's anything you want the AI agent to specifically state during the call, you can add that also. So we have the call flow of what the AI agent you want to follow. And then we have a statement. You want the agent to always say, great day and thanks for using our product, before it concludes the call all the time. So we want the agent to say something before it actually ends the call. We want to say, hey, thank you for using our product. Thank you for being a great customer for AI arbitrage and so on. So that's what we're gonna put here. And the net variables. So sometimes there is sometimes you have your calling sometimes if it's like an outbound phone agent, sometimes if it's inbound phone agent, there might be something. There might be an API that calls that hits that calls the API, the Vapi API, or maybe the Blend API or something to be able to kickstart the phone agent so it can call somebody. And when you're sending them a request to that API or the Vapi or Blend API to start up that phone agent so it can call somebody, you might be sending some variables to it. You might be sending maybe maybe it's a lead that's signed up or putting some information in a form or something, in a Google form or something. They put their name in the Google form, they put their company in the Google form or something, and you want that AI agent to remember those variables, and you want to put those variables in your prompt. This is where you put that. So maybe it'd be the name, and you might be like caller's name, caller's company. So you might have variables like that inside there that you want your that might be dynamic. So it'll be changing depending on which lead fills out the form and triggers the phone voice agent or phone agent pretty much. So since mine's an inbound one that's or if we're directly calling it on it, there are not going to be any dynamic variables. But if there are any dynamic variables, we put that here. And then what we can do is click Run Tool. It'll take a bit, but you can see the prompt. So we have AI customer support for AI arbitrage. Background go your Ava and AI customer support bot for AI arbitrage. Success rates AI that helps. Woo. So it has all the information. It puts some important instructions here, and you can see how it. One thing that I put in the prompt for it to do for the important instructions is to make sure it adds make sure it adds something that will kind of prompt or push the AI agent to kind of make sure it follows those instructions. So, for example, it says, "Do not interrupt the call during the conversation," and it puts a consequence for the AI for the consequence the business might face if the AI doesn't follow instructions. And its failure to follow this may result in the customer frustration and potential loss of the business. So this is just kind of help or push the AI to make sure it follows those instructions. And like I said, I forgot to remove those variables, so it added those variables inside there. So I'll remove those later. I can just remove those from the prompt. Then you can see that it adds a call flow that asks for tool usage, and then it adds a script example. So it takes the prompt and it writes a script example for us. And so this is just to help us either if we want to automate the prompt creation. So maybe you want to automate the prompt creation, you can have something like this that can automate it. So you just put some variables. Maybe you have a lead qualifier bot, and it's gonna maybe the user can put questions, dynamic questions in there, and then it will automatically create the prompt. Or maybe you still want to create the prompt from scratch. Maybe it's easier just to answer some variables or answer some questions, and then have it dynamically create the prompt, and then improve on the prompt from there. So that's why I kind of have this tool, and I'm probably gonna create a video on Twitter, kind of explain this tool more and go deeper in how to use this tool if you want to use this tool, and explain how you would prompt your AI voice agent, like the best practice to do when prompting your AI voice agent. I might go a basic video over that, but again, if you want to use this tool, it's in the description. And then I'm just gonna copy this. And paste it into Vapi. So we have that. And since we're not using the variables, or remove that. And then you also see here for Vapi, it wants you to put the first message here. So we'll just take the first message that's in the script, paste it there. So the first message in the script example, we'll just paste that as the first message. And then there's a few things we can add here. We got first knowledge base. If we want to add a knowledge base, we can just click here. So first we'll go, first let me save this. And let me call this That's called it. It doesn't really matter. Publish new assistant. It's called new assistant. So if we want to create a knowledge base, first we'll upload. We'll upload a file here. You can just click here, and you can choose any file to upload from. So again, what we upload was I created a FAQ doc for this, and this just has a bunch of FAQs that the common ask issues that the AI agent or AI phone is going to look at and see the answers to. So you can just upload here, and then when we upload there, we can just select the knowledge base from there. And then next we have our functions. So we have our kind of tools. And remember, to create tools, we can come from here. We can create a tool. So we're gonna use make. So I'm gonna go in and show you guys how first you can make it and add it here to your Vapi pretty much, or your phone agent. So for our custom tool, we're gonna use make, and here this is where we're gonna put a make web URL. So for now, we're gonna go to make. And you can see that I already have an active scenario. We're going to create a new one, so I can go show you the process of how to create one. So we'll go create a new scenario. Then we'll go to webhooks, and then we can click on a custom webhook. So this will trigger when we hit that specific URL it's going to give us. So we'll click save. And you can see that it gives us the URL. So we'll copy that URL. Yeah, copy address to clipboard. We take that URL, paste that in Vapi, save, and then we're gonna add the details of the function and stuff. But first, we're gonna actually create the whole thing first, real quick. Actually, we're gonna finish this first. So we'll add another model, and this model is gonna be our Jira model. So let's search up Jira, and then we're gonna click Jira model. We're gonna click show more, and we're gonna create an issue, and we're not gonna do anything for now. We're gonna go back to Vapi, and then we already gave it a name, so we're gonna use the same name that I created. So the name we gave it before was issue tracker. And then we're gonna give the same instruction before, which pretty much we're just telling that this is how Vapi, the AI phone agent, is gonna know kind of when to call this kind of function. We're gonna give a description and how it works and when you usually call it, so the phone agent kind of has context of when to use this tool during the call. So we just told it that it's evoked at the end of the call, and we usually invoke this when a customer raises an issue that can't be answered by questions or can't be handled or resolved by questions inside the FAQ or FAQ knowledge base. So when that happens, we'll create a support ticket for the devs to actually look at and handle. So copy and paste that. And this thing is you're gonna have some parameters. So we have the function, but when we're creating this Jira ticket, there will be some parameters that we want to pass to the ticket. So we might want to have the ticket might have a name. So we might want to give it a name. We might pass the name value to that webhook, and it's gonna have the description. So we're gonna pass the description. We want to pass the description to that webhook. So we want to pass the values that are needed to actually create the Jira ticket. So if you look at our Vapi, it has issue one variable called issue name. And then it has a description. We'll just copy the same description. This is the variable that Vapi is going to send. That's going to have the name of the name, what name they should give the Jira ticket. So it'll pick what name it wants it based on the description the I guess customer gives on the support issue. Save that. And then we want to add one more property, and that's going to be the Jira. So this is going to be the actual description of the support issue that the customer is having. And then create. And let's give this, let's call it issue tracker 2 actually. If I can do it, edit. I don't even know which one we made. Doesn't really matter, honestly. So it's the same thing. And then one thing I want to add to the assistant in the prompt actually. Oh, I didn't save our prompt. So I have to go copy and paste it. So we're gonna go to the functions, and we're gonna create a new function. We're not gonna create a new function. We're gonna select a tool that we've already built. And it doesn't really matter which tool we give it. We're gonna give it issue tracker, and this is the tool that we just built. We're gonna save this again. And now we're gonna go. One thing I would want to do before we test this out is to make sure that in my other prompt I made sure that it sends the parameters when it's calling this the correct parameters, because it's a little iffy in what parameters it sends sometimes to this tool. So I kind of added it in the prompt to make sure it uses both parameters and sends what I need in the parameters. So let me find that where I put that in the prompt. Yeah, sure. Yeah, the Jira. So we find that where I can add this to the prompt. Let me add something to this right here. Call flow. If you can't find the solution, image to the parameters. So call the endpoint. So we just do whatever. Do the same thing we add here, but just add these extra details. Issue tracker 22 with the Jira and parameters of the prompt information collected. So let's take it can be added to the Jira board. So we have that. Let's publish that. And now we're gonna test this thing, because we're gonna have to test this thing first to give the parameters that we're gonna add to Jira later. So connect this. And you usually when you connect this, you click add. Right now I already have it connected, but when you're trying to connect this, and then you'll give it the service name, your username, and then your API token. And let me show you where you can get those things real quick. Your API token. So let's search up Jira API token, and then you go here, and it'll just take you straight to the Jira API token. And then your Jira URL is pretty much just going to be, and your username is going to be whatever your Jira username is pretty much. So I already connected, so I don't have to reconnect. Now I can just pick what project I want to add the ticket to, and what if it's gonna be a task epic or ID, and then I'm gonna now run this and test it so I can feed it the values I need to feed it. Here, run once. So we're gonna call this phone agent. First, we're going to go to phone numbers, and we're going to make sure we set it to the new assistant. So when you go to phone numbers, this is where you can pick what assistant. Remember, we just created a new assistant. So when you go to phone numbers, you can pick what assistant you want to use for inbound and outbound. So we already have what assistant we want for set up for inbound. So we're going to take this phone number and just call it pretty much. And they're calling Google Voice.
Hello, this is Robert, AI Arbitrage Customer Support Bot. May I have your name and username or the business you're calling from?
Yeah, Oz. Username is Microsoft AI, and business to call from is Microsoft.
Thank you, Pice. How can I assist Microsoft today?
Yeah, so I'm using I'm trying to I guess deploy an open source model called Llama into your platform, and it seems like it blocks me from using Llama. It lets me use other open sources like StarCoder, but I can't use Llama. Do you know the issue with that?
I understand your concern, Pace. It seems you're having trouble deploying the Llama model on our platform while you're able to use other open source models like StarCoder. I apologize for the inconvenience you're experiencing. Unfortunately, I don't have specific information in our FAQ about restrictions on particular models like Llama. This could be related to licensing issues or platform compatibility that I'm not aware of. To address this issue properly, I'll need to create a support ticket for our development team to investigate. They'll be able to provide a more detailed explanation and possibly a solution. Before I do that, could you please provide me with your email address? This will allow our team to contact you directly with updates on this issue. Also, could you confirm if you've already tried deploying the Llama model and received any specific error messages?
Yeah, I received blocked model from deploying error message, and my email is tech2k@gmail.com.
Thank you for providing that information, Pace. I apologize for the inconvenience you're experiencing with deploying the Llama model. Based on the error message you received, it seems there might be specific restrictions or limitations on deploying certain models on our platform. I'll create a support ticket for our development team to investigate this issue further. They'll look into why the Llama model is being blocked from deployment while other open source models like StarCoder are allowed. I've noted your email address as tech2k@gmail.com. Our team will use this to contact you with updates and potentially request more information if needed. In the meantime, is there anything else you'd like me to include in the support ticket? Or do you have any other questions or concerns I can help you with today?
No, nothing else. Thanks. Bye.
I understand, Pace. I apologize that...
So let's see. Let's go back to the webhook. Summary. Yeah, now it has the data that we want to take from here. Let's go to tool calls, function, arguments. So we'll have the summary be the Jira name, and then we have the description being the Jira issue. Then reporter is just going to be is going to be us, since that's the only user we have on our Jira board right now. So we'll just make us a reporter for now. Yeah, so we'll just put my name. Run once. So we face one validation error real quick. Let me make sure I add that. Right, so this one created actually a better I guess summary than we had in our demo, but yeah, you can see that it created all of that. And if you go to make real quick, we can go to our history. You can see that this is what it calls. This is what it calls. You can see that it calls the issue tracker function too. You can see that it has this passes the issue name parameters, which is the open source block employment, and then you can see it passes the Jira issue, which is a description of the actual Jira. So we have all that now. So yeah, and the pretty much now, I mean, all we need is turn it on, scenarios, turn it on, and then it's going to be active. So anytime we want to create customers in call, and our phone agent wants to create a ticket, it'll call this webhook and it'll create and send those necessary details, and it will create a Jira ticket. So that's our function calling part. Good assistant. So now, but really, all we've talked about is how to just set up our number pretty much. So let's go through the process of actually setting up a phone number in Vapi. So there's a few options you have with Vapi when setting up a phone number for it. You can buy a phone number actually from here. So it might give me an option to buy a phone number, but you can if you click buy a phone number, you can buy a phone number, and usually it's only like I think they only have a US. I think they only have US phone numbers, but it's only $2 a month, so it's a lot cheaper than Bland. Yeah, that offers like $15 a month. And then another really cool functionality of Vapi is that it allows you to import phone numbers for free, pretty much. For Bland, you have to pay like $200, $300 to, I think, to import your custom Twilio, the import a custom Twilio number. But for Vapi, you can do that for pretty much free. And all you would have to really do is go to Twilio. So all you have to go is in the front page, and then you see you have your account STID, your off token, your telephone number, and all you have to do is copy and paste these details and then put them in here. But if you're trying to go buy a phone number, you go to phone numbers, you go manage, go buy a number. You can just kind of search up where you want to buy it. Maybe see, I don't know. Let's see if Alabama know that they don't have phone numbers for that. If something like Australia, see. So it's gonna be for voice. So you do that. Let's do voice. So you can click on that. You click on buy. These are not too expensive. They're like $3 a month. You have to pay each time you do a call, but the it's not too expensive. I mean, the price a month is only $3. So you go next and do either in visual or business, and then you have to fill out all these details pretty much. So I'm not gonna fill all this out, but there's a YouTube video that can shows you how you set this up, and you buy a Twilio number and you set this up. So I'll put this in the link, and yeah, and then once you buy it, you're just putting the same details that you're putting in before in here. So that's pretty much just from buying a phone number. And then once you get that phone number, you can pretty much attach the assistant you want in here. So that's pretty much it for the video. See you guys next time for the next video, and bye.